You guys ready? Let's do this. All right. So in the last lecture, we downloaded our package, okay, and then we require that here in the post model. So, and we also have this log, okay, data type here. Well, this log, this object in our model, right? This part of the schema. So make sure that you have that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a method or a function that's actually used in Mongoose to plug in functionalities. So Mongoose has this plugin method, and guys, I'm sorry if I'm taking too long explaining this to you, but I want you guys to be fully knowledgeable about this stuff. So if we type in Mongoose plugin, okay, you can see that Mongoose is going, well, the documentation is going to help you understand it better. But it basically it's telling us, look, the schemas are pluggable. That is, they allow for applying prepackaged capabilities to extend their functionality. So with this plugin method here, and let me just make that a little bigger for you, we can plug in other codes that have to do with modifying our schema in a way. Okay? So that's what we're going to be doing here for this specific package. And this is something I'm getting from the documentation that I already know how to do, okay? So I'm not making this up. So I'm going to use the post schema that I have here, right? This whole schema, I'm going to use that. And I'm going to use the method plugin. See that? We're not going to be doing several plugins, just one. And this plugin name is URL slugs that we are requiring on top, right? That's going to be a function that we pass in the parameters we want. We want to pass in the first parameter is what type of field we getting this slug from, where we need to pull data from. Well, we need to pull data from the title because that's what we got here, right? That's going to be the title of our post, right? Now, the second parameter is going to be an object specifying the other field where this data that's going to be modified is going to. And the field that is going to go to the field called slug. And that's what we got right here. Okay? And that's it. That's all we got to do, guys. There's nothing else that we got to do. Let's actually put this above here. Okay? Like that. Pretty cool stuff, right? Guys, by the way, well, I'll talk to you about that later. But anyway, let's go back and see if we can do something in our admin. Let's log out. And I'm just doing that. I was already logged out. Every time we make changes like that, it logs us out, okay? So I'm going to create a post. We don't have anything in the database, just so that you see. We have 3 posts in my case, and I don't have a slug field anywhere, okay? So when I create a post, my 4th post, some gibberish data, going to this category here. Let's go make it to the node category create. Let's go back here. Let's refresh. Let's go all the way to the bottom. And now you can see that it says slug there, okay? Let me just make that bigger for you so you can see it. Slug, and then it says my 4th post. Okay? So that's the first part. But remember that if you want to see this URL on top, we have to, instead of actually querying the database for the ID, we have to query the database for the slug. Not only that, but we have to, show the slug here somehow, right? So that's what we're going to be doing in the next lecture. Now, keep in mind here that this is giving me a warning. It says duplicate error collection, index slug 1 already exists. Okay, so let's go back here to our database. Let's refresh. Okay, my first post. Let's create another one real quick. Let's go and see my 4th post with the same title, some Jira stuff. Create. Let's see if that works. That looks like it worked. Refresh, and now you can see that it says my 4th post number 2. Okay, and then we're going to take a look at the error here that we got. Okay, which in our case, let me see if we have the same error on top. We don't have, we only had it once. Okay, So we can test it out to see if we get that error again. It looks like we have it here. We'll check on that on the next lecture, but you can see that it is working. Thank you so much, guys. The next lecture, we have to make sure that this, when we click it, is showing our slug here somehow. All right? See you in the next lecture, guys.